Thank you very much, Wim. Maybe for the students, I also have something, a couple of lines behind here that you can come and collect. Now, let me try and find something to show you. While all of you are now very much welcome at this Congress, this All Africa Congress, I'm not going to say welcome to you. So, but the purpose of my presentation is to share some highlights, moments, milestones of our journey of Pharmacology for Africa. This week is a week of celebrations, and we have heard all of that. The society, 50 years young, an amazing journey, Tian, congratulations. Our relationships with the other societies coming from many decades, and it's indeed wonderful to be here today. I think the other important thing is that when you have received the invitations for this Congress, you were probably wondering where this All Africa Congress comes from. And the origins of that is from Pharmacology for Africa, to be honest. And maybe when I show you some of the things that we have been involved with, you will have an understanding that the All Africa Congress, and I think we need to build this tradition, and you will see some of that. So I prepared sort of a slideshow for you that will just keep running. I will probably fall behind on what is going on at the screen or go faster than the screen, so just enjoy it. I think what is important, two things. One is that I think it was Einstein that said, no science, no future. I think this is very relevant for us. That means if we lack in science, if we don't develop science, if we don't grow science, then country starts to fail. And we need to cherish science and science capacity building and so forth. And Pharmacology for Africa is an activity that does that. I think the other thing that is very important is the famous words of our late President Nelson Mandela that said that it seems impossible until it's done. And I think those words are very relevant for us in South Africa and the world, because we know that everything seems to be impossible if we look at all the challenges that the world face. But we have to do it. So maybe this story of Pharmacology for Africa will show something of this achievement following the word of Nelson Mandela. So I haven't got any music or something, so you just have to listen to my voice. So this was a 10-year journey where Africa started to hold hands, and it was started in 2006 in Beijing, China, where we founded Pharmacology for Africa. Tian was my co-founder. We, as part of South African Society, as a project of the South African Society for Basic and Clinical Pharmacology. And here you can see some of the highlights that we have, and you'll see it will come over, so don't be despaired. So if we look at the country societies that joined Pharmacology for Africa, since 2006, there are I would like to highlight, that we have supported the establishment of Uganda, and we have Claude there, sitting there, put up your hand, that Uganda formed a society. We have West Africa, and we have our friends from Nigeria and Ghana, and West Africa being established as a force of pharmacology. We have Kenya that formed a society. Some wonderful commitment from countries that realize that science in pharmacology, basic and clinical, and other pharmaceutical sciences is critical. These are some of the activities that we have been involved with the past 10 years, and it's running quite fast, but it was really an amazing journey for having strategic meetings all over the continent, and that culminated in 2014 with the World Congress, where we were able to fund and support more than 200 African pharmacologists to South Africa, to Cape Town, and British pharmacology was a great support. And I can just mention to you that one of the heartening stories was that the young pharmacologist from Britain was selling T-shirts, and the income of the T-shirts was presented to us to sponsor and support pharmacologists to come to Cape Town. Approximately 400,000 rand was raised by selling T-shirts by students from Britain. An amazing effort. We had country societies that supported us from Hong Kong, from America, from Canada, pharmaceutical industry, and I think the support from everybody made it possible that Pharmacology for Africa was in a position to foster, to promote, to organize, and to build capacity on the continent. We had the commitment from key people, leadership on the continent. Professor Muhammad Kayal, sitting here in front, dear friend of us, President of the Egyptian Society. Muhammad, thank you again for coming to South Africa and sharing your wealth of knowledge and wisdom with us as an entity of Pharmacology for Africa. We have had many firsts, many milestones. I remember the time when Tian and I and our sadly late Lily Mukwena was presenting from our offices in Potchefstroom to a workshop in Abuja, Nigeria, training, ISOP training, and Dave Lewis, I'm not sure where is Dave here? Maybe I can't. He will be here during the conference. From South Africa, we were presenting into Nigeria. Wonderful experience. And here you can see some of the eminent pharmacologists that have played a role on the continent during the World Congress as plenary speakers. Truly on our continent, from Cape Town to Cairo, we have brilliant people, we have brilliant scientists, and I really would like to thank them for their contributions over a very long time, many decades, and that you are under very difficult circumstances in many countries are just keep on going, keep on training young students to become the next professionals and really make a difference to our continent. We have also initiated the prestige lectures in Cape Town, where Alex Dudo, he will arrive this afternoon, presented the first prestige lecture with his title, Let's Do Drugs for the Sake of Africa, and Professor Mohammed Kayal will present the second prestige lecture. Indeed, an honor to have him here. We have received many messages from across the world for Pharmacology for Africa on this celebrations, from the president of IFR and many other distinguished pharmacologists and leadership around the world that sent their congratulations to the achievements of the people on the African continent that really inspired them, inspired the research activities. And FARFA is truly recognized not only in South Africa, but continentally as a vehicle and internationally. We have the International Council for Science from the Regional Office of Africa, Dr. Richard Glover sitting here, and that has sponsored training on the African continent, I think to the tune of nearly R1 million from the ICSO International. Just exciting to have sponsorship of that nature. We really look forward to the next decade. This week we will have pharmacologists from Africa presenting, and we will have on Friday afternoon a pharmacology FARFA session, and then a strategic meeting, and very important also the prestige lecture that will be presented by Professor Kayal. So I thank you, and we look forward to working with all of you in the future. And Wim and Ilse, thank you for this wonderful conference. It surely is going to be a great success, and thank you. And we look forward to talk during the week. Thank you very much.